Suddenly, I am looking and acting very pregnant. Hello everyone and welcome back to Veggie Magnifique, your go-to for holistic wellness, healthy vegan lifestyle, and mindful momming. If you are new around here, my name is Anne. I am a health coach, performer, and almost a mom of two. We're getting pretty close here. So today I wanted to share how I'm preparing for my second home birth. If you've been around for a while, you'll know that my first home birth sort of caught me off guard. You can watch that video here. But since motherly amnesia always kicks in to inspire siblings in this world, I'm back at it again. Now, that's not to say that my home birth with Edgar wasn't amazing on paper. It certainly was, but in practice, it just kind of. Anyway, now quick disclaimer here. Obviously, I am preparing for a home birth, and this video is all about how I'm preparing for my second home birth. But of course, you just don't know, so you have a plan B if necessary. So of course I have one of those too. But we're focusing on plan A here, and that is to have another home birth with baby number 2. So some practices I'm doing the same, and others I am tweaking. So let's get into how I'm preparing for my second home birth. So first off is pregnancy tea, of course. So just like my last pregnancy, I've got my midwife's recipe for a fantastic pregnancy tea that I drink in order to tonify my uterus. Now, this special blend is made with red raspberry leaf tea, oat straw, nettle, and alfalfa leaf. And it's not delicious, just being honest. So what I do is I make it into like a lemonade. I mix it with some lime juice and a little bit of lemonade and sometimes some like bubbly water, and then it goes down super well. But just as it is, I don't drink it straight because it's not very delicious, and I want to drink it in copious amounts. So I just have to make it my own little tonic. And all in the name of uterus toning. Next up is long walks. Now, to be entirely transparent, I'm a mom now, and so much is going on, so I don't get as many long walks as my first pregnancy. And I'm really hoping in like the last, few weeks of my pregnancy, I can get more walks in, but they're so beneficial to preparing your body for the marathon of birth. So long walks or any walks are obviously very, very beneficial. So I'm trying to squeeze them in wherever I can. Because see, here's the thing. So birth is obviously a physical marathon, and so you really do have to train physically. And on that note, one thing that I've been doing really religiously is yoga. So in the morning, I do like 10 minutes depending on when my son wakes up, and probably about 10 minutes at night. And let me tell you guys, my yoga practice, I've stopped doing inversions because baby's head down. Hallelujah. So I don't get to do any juicy downward dogs, but I do other things that feel really good. And I have to say that I have these funny pregnancy symptoms this time around, and even just like stretching my body just feels so good. More about this later, but yoga is definitely an aspect of my preparation that feels like so good and so right, and just like limbering up and my hips and the whole thing. And many of you know that I am a yoga teacher, so yoga is obviously a very dear part of my life, a big part of my life, so I modify to make it, prenatal friendly. And it really does make me feel so much better, because when you're pregnant, there's all this stuff going on. And to just stretch things out, like, there's just nothing better. Now, if you don't do yoga and you're pregnant, don't maybe start like some sort of crazy yoga routine. Obviously, they recommend that if you were doing yoga before pregnancy, awesome. Again, if you do some sort of gentle yoga and you didn't do it before, I don't think that's gonna do any harm, but just keep in mind that you wanna make sure that you're not overdoing it. And again, birth is a very physical event, so I think that preparing physically shouldn't be overlooked. So next up, I'm eating dates. Now, I've been eating dates, for my whole pregnancy because I love dates. But the beauty of dates when you're pregnant is that actually there's all this fantastic research on how it helps your cervix to ripen, especially toward the end of your pregnancy. There's all this amazing data about how helpful dates are, not only with cervical ripening, they also lessen postpartum bleeding. And Dr. Greger, who is a wonderful resource for so many things nutrition, has a fantastic video on the subject, so I will definitely link that so that you can check it out. But suffice it to say, eating dates at the end of your pregnancy, like 3 medjool or 6 Degle Noor dates have been shown to shorten labor by 2 hours. I'll take it. I'll take 2 hours shorter of a labor. Plus, I love dates, so I'm here for it. I'm here for the dates. But definitely check out Dr. Greger's video because it really just like shares all the different science, because you might be like, yeah, whatever, you know, cervical gravity. But it's proven. It's amazing. It's amazing. Look it up. Again, he goes more in depth in the video on like postpartum hemorrhaging and how dates can help with that. So definitely check it out. It's very interesting. Now, some people worry about the sugar in dates, and I just want to put your mind at ease and remind you that dates are a whole food, right? A whole package with fiber and nutrients, and yes, it's a sweet fruit. However, it's a whole package thing. So you just really can't compare it to like table sugar or cake or some sort of processed thing. This is a whole food, and it's really, really beneficial for your body. So yeah, it's sweet for sure, but definitely the amount that they're suggesting that you consume is not problematic at all in terms of like overdoing it on the sugar. Like if you're gonna worry about sugar, which you know is a fair thing, definitely look for the hidden sugars in, you know, pasta sauces and breads and cakes and all these kinds of things. Don't worry about dates. So next up, I am body brushing. So this is one of my funny pregnancy symptoms. I am obsessed with body brushing. I don't know if it's like my body preparing for like intense sensations or whatever. And we know that body brushing is obviously a beneficial practice for your lymphatic system. It's so good for exfoliation, helps with blood circulation, detox. We love body brushing, but body brushing has been just my salvation here during pregnancy, and I put essential oils on it, and I'm just obsessed. I'm seriously obsessed. I have very, very funny pregnancy cravings, and it's like essential oils and like body brushing. So this is my body brush from Osea, which I highly recommend. Oh, I have to put it in the other arm, otherwise I'm imbalanced. So this is a plant-based body brush. It is my favorite because the bristles are super like firm. It smells like essential oils. Oh my gosh. It's so weird. It's like I'm sniffing it all day long. Apparently it's not too problematic. My midwife thinks I'm funny, but she's not too concerned about it. But I do wonder if like all this body brushing is just sort of preparing my body for the intense sensations. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But in any case, see, I can't stop. Whew! Yeah! Put some lavender on there. Guys. Anyway, best body brush. You can actually see how like crazy it's been going with me on the body brush, because you can see how the bristles, I don't know if you can see, they're like kind of like bent backward. This is like ASMR. Are you guys enjoying this ASMR? Anyway, definitely check out this body brush in particular because they're not all vegan, so I highly recommend this one. And like I said, it's a really, like the texture of the bristles is really fantastic. And since I'm body brushing so many times a day, this is the one. I love it. And again, now this is not scientific in terms of preparing for pregnancy. Like there's a lot of articles online that talk about the benefits of body brushing, both during pregnancy and also not during pregnancy. This is just one way that I, for some reason, am preparing for birth this time around. And then after body brushing, obviously, you know, you're stretching here a lot, right? There's a lot going on. So I highly recommend that you get a good body butter and an oil. I'm a big fan of Osea, obviously. And I'm also not necessarily a believer in like this cream for stretch marks and this cream for just your body. I really think that it's a marketing thing. So I just use my favorite body butter and just slather it on kind of like all over like I would normally in terms of stretch marks and whatnot. So again, I don't use a non-stretch mark cream. I use a pure vegan delicious body butter, and my favorite is the Undaria algae body butter, which smells better than any cream I've ever owned. So I highly recommend that. I have a video where I talked about like mama self-care and I shared some of my favorite products. But in any case, that's what I'm using to prevent stretch marks. I think stretch marks are a twofold thing. I think that stretch marks, there's the topical cream up your body, and then there's obviously like what you're eating, because your skin is your largest organ. So it really does reflect what you're putting into your body, right? So diet, obviously, and hydration. I'm just so out of breath. and how you take care of yourself. Third trimester, guys. Woo! Woo! So next up is visualizations and meditations, and also affirmations. So birth is a physical event. However, your physical body is extremely affected by your mind and your thoughts. Now, there are two parts to this. So on the one hand, I was super fastidious about all my like meditations and visualizations for my first pregnancy, and then my first pregnancy happened and I was just like, duh. And I felt a little bit indignant about it. I was like, I did all those meditations and yet it was still excruciating. However, this is my second time around. Birthing properly, is certainly a skill that you can hone and whatnot. And not only that, but my body has been through it before, so I don't have unrealistic expectations. But also, I've talked about this before on the channel, but like the classic phrase about birth is the fear, tension, pain thing that like Grantley Dick Reed talks about it in his like masterpiece Childbirth Without Fear, I think it's called. And that concept of the fear, tension, pain is what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to avoid the fear, which causes the tension, which causes the pain. Now, I didn't successfully do that for my first birth. I'm hoping that this birth, I will get there. And again, my body's been through it, so we'll see. But that being said, I am preparing my mind. It's very, very important that you prepare your mind for any sort of important event, whether that be a physical marathon or sports or whatever, like all the professionals do it. So what I'm doing is I've put up affirmations around my home that remind me of like positive phrases about birth, about my ability to birth. I do a lot of writing meditation, so like I write down how I want it to go, to like kind of like manifest, like writing meditations. I've also been doing some, like some hypnobirthing meditations before bed and things like that, and visualizing the birthing going beautifully. It's definitely an aspect that I think shouldn't be neglected. It's part of the whole package of preparing yourself for this shebang. So on that note, one thing that I did differently this time is I enrolled in Ellen Fisher and Hannah McNeely's birthing course. I think it's called Empowered Birth. I did the whole thing. It's a doozy. It's huge and fantastic. I couldn't recommend it more. Obviously, I agree with their nutrition recommendations. They consulted Dr. Gemma Newman, who I work with on One Healthy World through PCRM, and Neil Barnard. So I'm just like a super fan of course, their nutrition recommendations. But then also there's this whole module on mind change and how to prepare your mind and how to like evacuate those thoughts that we all have, these stories that we tell ourselves about, oh, birth has to be painful, or my family births big babies and there's something you can do about it, or we all have C-sections or whatever. Anyway, it's just this idea of how can we retrain our brains to have better outcomes, because obviously your brain is so integral to how you're going to handle the intense sensations of birth. So I highly recommend their birthing course. It is, like I said, it's a huge course and worth every penny because it is so huge and so involved and so in-depth. I'm really proud of them. It's just fantastic. So just really quickly, if you are a mama or about to become a mama, I wanted to let you know that we have launched Mama Magnifique, which is your haven for healthy and mindful motherhood. I have been working on this membership for like 3 years, and I'm so excited to be finally launching. Yes, the same month that my baby is due. I'm so excited for you to join us. It's a group of like-minded mamas seeking to parent lovingly and nourishing their children. It's about connecting with other mamas that are on the same page. There's a forum, there's longer form content, and it is your haven for mindful momming. It is where you can come to feel fortified as a mom. I'm just so excited for you to join us. So if this sounds interesting to you and you'd like to be a Mama Magnifique, definitely check the link down in the bio. So all in all, of course, I have more realistic expectations this time, right? I feel like I've been through birth. I know what it's about. So I'm preparing a little differently just because, I was quite naive the first time around, and this time I'm not as naive. That being said, I've also been through it. So there's kind of this like twofold of like realistic, but then also there's a side of me of like empowerment, like, yeah, I've done it, I can do it, right? And obviously this time I, continue to do my due diligence in order to put the odds in my favor, right? There's stuff that, maybe you don't have as much control over, but there are certain things that you do. And so I'm trying to like, cling to those kinds of things. So if you are pregnant, I just want to say congratulations, or if you're, getting ready to get pregnant, again, like so exciting. I talked about a lot of resources during my first pregnancy, but I just want to reiterate that if you are pregnant or thinking about about it, or you have a friend who's pregnant, or anyone's pregnant, required watching is The Business of Being Born. Like, every human involved in some sort of birthing aspect needs to watch The Business of Being Born, because it really talks about the ins and outs of what can happen and how birth has changed over the years. And you know, I'm not one of those people who thinks that home birth is for everyone, because obviously if you have a high risk pregnancy, or if you're not comfortable at home and so then that causes fear, tension, pain, you see what I'm saying? You definitely have to go with what you're comfortable with. However, it's really important to be educated and informed as much as humanly possible, and the best place to start is to watch The Business of Being Born. So there you have it, how I'm preparing for my second home birth. I hope that you found this video helpful. Of course, if there's anything that you think I should be doing to prepare, let me know quickly if possible, because baby's, you know, just around the corner. Let me know in the comments below. I'll look forward to hearing from you, and of course other viewers as well. So if you have any tips and tricks on how you prepared for your home birth or looking forward to preparing, let's chat in the comments below. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already, I would be delighted if you would do so and click the like button. Thank you so much for joining me and for your support on this big journey that I'm on, and I really appreciate you being here and watching this video. So I am sending you guys lots of love, and again, if you are pregnant, congratulations, and I wish you the most amazing birth ever, wherever you choose to do it, and I will see you guys next time on Vegemani Feet TV. Bye! Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so tired.